So you are living life, you're earning, you're paying bills, living your best and your soft life, going to work. But do you chew with your mouth closed? Thank you and please no. It's not your dictionary. When you eat in public, do you clean up after yourself? No, away from jokes, like jokes apart. Do you clean up after yourself or you just stand up and move on? Ah, I see. Okay, come closer. Let's talk about the little things we tend to ignore as adults, but they do matter a lot. These are some of the things that you're probably taught as a child, you practice as a child, and suddenly, maybe the stress of life, or you just feel like freedom has come. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, those are the things that we'll talk about. Table etiquette is not optional. It is not optional. Okay. When you're chewing, you need to keep your mouth closed. You cannot be chewing. I can hear as you are masticating, like I can hear the sound. There are certain things, yes, when it's hard, when it's chin chin, that's a different thing. But I'm talking about you eating things that, okay, like rice. You eat and you know, because the rice that you're eating, you've chewed it into bits and pieces. It's mixed up with saliva. It is now slimy and all of that. So as you open your mouth, you hear it as it's drawing. As it is closing, we can hear it. Imagine when you don't have that in a repetitive motion. We can hear it, and it is not something you should be doing. Some people do not even pay attention. Some people, it's very bad in some people, and it is not very bad or very pronounced in some other people. But as an individual, you should bear it in mind that when you're eating, you keep your mouth closed. It is very important. And I know that these are some of the things that you should really you should really consider, especially when you're in public. When you eat and you can hear the sound of spoon. I know that sometimes that can be inevitable, but I'm saying that it should not be so bad that, yeah, like really, really bad. You know, when you're also eating and you want to take a scoop and then we hear your spoon and your plate. Hey, no, my brother, it's bad manners. It's bad manners. So it's bad manners. You need to be able to take moderate portions as well. You don't have to. Your spoon does not have to be full, because the problem is when your spoon is full and then you put it in your mouth, it's not able to fit. Now you're in public, you're in, and then there's rice and something dropping out of the spoon. These are things that when you make mistake one or two, it's understandable. But when it's continuous, it becomes annoying, it becomes irritating. So you need to learn. Another one is table manners. Do not talk at the dining table. Now, this rule is it's a very dicey one, because a lot of times if you're eating in a company canteen, of course you're having conversations, but you need to be able to read the room, look around you very well. It's always better to not talk while you're eating. It is always better. Like I said, these are mostly etiquette that you need to be able to practice when you're in public. You can if you are in the office, people would always talk to you. It's one etiquette that is beginning to erode, because I'm like, why are you talking to me while I'm eating? Okay, but you need to be cautious of people around you. If it's watch everybody, if you are at a table where people are not discussing, they are not saying anything, chop your food. Learn how to use your cutlery, your fork and your knife, how to hold it. Ask for a spoon if you need to. I am not somebody who subscribes to the fact that you must use fork and knife. No, if you need a spoon, you can ask for it and it will be given to you. But you also need to learn how to use fork and knife. So learn it in your house, learn it with your own meals. There are videos on YouTube where you can learn that. So you can learn it in your own apartment before you even go out. And how to use the napkin on the table. You see this thing where they say the napkin, you either put it in your on your clothes, on your lap, learn all of those things. How to clean your mouth when you finish eating. It is not you need to learn them. These are simple, basic etiquettes, right? Because we're all about intentional living. We're all about transforming ourselves high valued people. There are certain things you can do in the comfort of your home. There are things you can do with your friends, but those things are not things you can sometimes do in a company of business people or in a business work environment. Or you get the difference. So we all love a good jollof, we all love a good pasta, we all love a good potatoes, but if people can hear you chew, we need to fix that. There is an actual problem. We need to get that fixed. We are humans, we are not cows. Yeah. Saying please, thank you, excuse me. You need to learn it. You know when people, maybe somebody's blocking your way or whatever the grammar is, and you need the person to move out of the way, and you want to say, instead of you to say excuse me, you just push the person. Sometimes you push the person and then you say excuse me. You need to learn how to use your words. This is such a big deal for most of us, I know, because you're in haste, you don't think, but you need to learn how to say excuse me. Being polite costs zero naira, and honestly, it makes you more valuable, it makes you more attractive, it makes people like you more likable because you're polite, and it's the truth. When you go to a restaurant and maybe they're asking you what do you want or you need something, it does not cost anything to say please, to say, or they bring you food and then you say thank you. It really, really, really does not cost you anything. So when instead of you say give me that, maybe to the waiters, simply may I please have, I think it's very important. Some people just treat waiters like shit. So janitors, service staff, you need to be able to treat them kindly and with respect. It's very important. It's also very important to learn to be grateful. A lot of people are very, very ungrateful. They're grateful for even the little things. Say thank you to waiters, to people who you feel they are below you. Learn to be grateful. It would help you and it would go a really, really long way. Say thank you for the littlest of things. Thank you. Just that word. Thank you. Somebody helps you. Thank you. Somebody's kind to you. Thank you. Move out. And you don't have to always talk. It's very, very important and it doesn't cost you anything. Zero naira, zero kobo. And people would like you better because you are a kind, respectful person. Okay? Do not say give me that, give me that. You're not a warlord, you're a human being, and the person you're speaking to is not less of a human being than you are. One thing that binds us all together beyond class, beyond wealth, is the fact that we are human beings. All of us. All of us are human beings. Yeah, and so we have to treat each other that way. Let's talk basic hygiene, your personal hygiene. I'll try not to dwell a lot on this because there's a lot of information around that. Brush your tongue, scrape your tongue, the tongue scrapers, floss from time to time. It is very important that your personal hygiene is top notch. It is so important. Deodorant is a necessity. And I think if you live in a tropical region or in the summer, wherever you are, you need to use an antiperspirant. If you're going to be using a deodorant, then you need to be reapplying. It is very important. I understand the concerns around antiperspirant. I absolutely do understand, and it's fine. But know this that you might need to use reapply from time to time, depending on how the weather is, where you are, and all of that. But you need to be very, very cautious of how you smell. I am personally addicted, or did I say addicted, whatever, to what's this brand? Nivea Black and White, the antiperspirant Black and White 5-in-1. Yeah, it's even here. I am addicted to that brand a lot. I feel it's so good, especially for me. I even like buying the men old. It might just be psychology. I feel like the one for men is stronger than the one they've made for women. Yeah, I don't know. Could just be psychology, like I said. But still upon still, it is very important that you're not smelling. Like the question is, we all sweat as human beings. We all sweat. I sweat, you sweat. Why can't I smell your sweat? And what are you doing about your sweat? I do not have to smell you. Like I do not have to smell your sweat. It's just a no. Okay. And I think yeah, it's very important that we look into that. Something we do not talk about enough is wearing clean clothes. It's very important that you're putting on clean attire. If you're going to wear a white, please let your white be clean. There are people who can never wear white because they know themselves. But if you're going to wear white, we understand that accidents could happen, but your white should not be dirty. By dirty, I mean I can see the marks. You know you're going to enter a public bus and all of that. Or the idea of repeating clothes. If you are going to repeat your clothes, white is not something you repeat. Light colors are not something you repeat. But if you must repeat every other color, right? Ensure that you are airing them. You're putting them out in the sun. You are allowing breeze to blow them and touch them. Even your jean. Jean, we know that you do not wash regularly, but you need to be able to air them. You need to be able to sun dry them as you've worn them. Okay. I think it's very important, and I think we do not pay attention to that a lot. Something very important is your etiquette in public spaces. We do not talk about this a lot. If you are in a public space and there is a queue, please join a queue. Like we can see you cutting the line. You are not the smartest person. I promise you. Just because we are queuing does not make us stupid. It doesn't make us crazy. And if you keep cutting the line every time, people don't know you for that. Don't you even care a little about your reputation? No? Clean up after yourself in public. One of the reasons why public spaces are usually dirty is because you eat and you leave whatever you've eaten there. It is not okay to leave a nylon on the floor, a paper on the floor, a polythene bag on the floor. If there is no trash, take it with you. Take it to your house and dispatch it. Except it's something you absolutely cannot carry. Or look for the nearest restaurant or the nearest um, space where you can dispose that. But do not keep that public space dirty, especially bus parks and all of that. People just eat and drop it because they feel like, oh, there's somewhere the person will come and clean. But you'll be the same person complaining that that space is dirty. This is your sign to repent and be saved. Okay? When you're on your phone in public space, please, you're not the only one receiving the message. You're not a warlord, I have said, you're just a human being. It is not the time to start screaming into your phones. A lot of people do it. I would excuse those who are not educated. But in this age and time where you and I are educated, where you know me, it is not a time to be screaming into your phone. No. Take your calls quietly. The person can hear you, I promise, when you keep quiet. But you're shouting with so much energy, disturbing the peace. Others cannot take their own calls on the phone because of you. They cannot talk within themselves because of you. Everybody's waiting for you to stop. That's crazy. And if you're listening to music, please use your earpiece. If you must do anything, you can bring down the volume. But the first should be your earpiece. But here days, would you forget your earpiece on this? Of course you would. Bring down the volume. But please again, use your earpiece, your headphone, your headset, whatever, your AirPods. Very important. Because you are not the DJ of the bus. Like you are not the DJ. We do not care about your music. And the phone call you're making, we do not care. We're not part of that conversation. We do not want to hear. I promise you, it's not important to us. We have our own things that we're going through. And I imagine if there are three, four people shouting on the phone the way you are. Is that not crazy? That would be madness. Now, so you need to be able to respect other people that are using the shared space with you. And this is not just public space. I'm not just referring to bus parks and the bus. I'm talking of restaurants. I'm talking of museums. I'm talking of open spaces and all of that. You need to be very careful and respectful. Let's talk digital etiquette. When you miss someone's call, call back. When you miss a text, text back. If you want to respond with a text, with a call, whatever, I don't care. The most important thing is when you miss it, you need to be able to reach out. You need to reach out. It's very important. I know there are a lot of people who behave like they don't care, but it is rude. It is rude. Take it upon yourself not to forward spam and misinformation. If it's a sentence that I can easily read, why are you sending me a voice note? If it is something that is too long, maybe a voice note will be fine. You need to be considerate when you're sending people messages. You cannot be calling me late into the night when you do not know me. Imagine if I give you the contact of someone in a company and I say you should call the person and then you start calling the person by 11. I did not specifically tell you that you can call the person at any time. Why are you calling the person at 11? I can say, I can send a message prior to to the call. But you don't just wake up and call. Another thing I hate down to my guts is you just wake up and feel like you can call me on WhatsApp. I am not saying friends and family. I'm saying maybe you got my number from a group and then you feel like you can just go to the group chat, pick anybody's contact, and then down. It is rude and uncalled for. You shouldn't be doing that, okay? Keep private conversations private. And yes, if I tell you something, it's not time for you to go and tell your other friend, your family, your husband. I see this a lot online where people say, if you tell me that you just mean that you have told my husband. I understand that your husband is your best friend, but I think that there is a space for trust. If I trust you well enough to tell you stuff, then I don't want to hear it outside. Your husband is not my friend. I'm telling you because you're my friend and maybe I need your advice, but I'm not saying that you should go and tell your husband. No, especially when it's a very sensitive matter and I told you in trust, like very sensitive. It's a secret and your husband knows. Are you, I, do you hate me that much? Yeah. Learn to keep people's secret and respect yourself. If you cannot keep your secret, let the person not to tell you. Yeah, yeah. Or before the person starts, tell the person that I'm going to tell the world your secret. The world's gonna know. Okay? If the person is okay, okay. There's a very important rule that you need to take into consideration. You never know who is watching. You never know who is watching. People have gotten opportunities just based off of their etiquette, the way they behave, their behaviors, right? Because the way you behave feeds into your personality, feeds into if you can be trusted. So these small habits actually shape how people perceive you as a human being, how they see you, how they visualize you. Can you be trusted? Do they trust you to handle certain situations? Do they trust you to handle many? Do they trust you to be in the group of people where influence matter? Would you go there and embarrass them? Would you disgrace them? So yeah, basic manners can open doors, and etiquette is a part of personal brand, and it is something we keep learning every day. The more you go out, the more you realize that there's certain things you do not know, or you've actually infantilized, infantilized. You've actually been doing things the wrong way, right? And then you're able to retrace your steps, learn from people, and now you're on the right track, right? So yes, etiquette is part of personal brand. So yeah, adulthood is not just about paying rent, showing up, right, going to work, doing all of traveling. No, it's not all about that. It's not all about the hardships. It's also about how you treat people, how you talk to them, how people also perceive you. It's about how you carry yourself because all of these things ultimately show that you have sense. That you have sense beyond being able to do the job, that you have what sense. You're a sensible person. So let's normalize being kind, being caring, being respectful to people, being polite, being intentional. It should be a part of yourself. It should be something you should work on in any area where you lack. Actively work on it. Okay. How you sit also matters. And do you tell the difference from wide smile, small smile, to normal face, to slouching, to bending, to sitting up, chesting out? There's a difference, and it's something you need to take into consideration. Different places, your the way you carry yourself also says a lot, even before you open your mouth to speak. So yeah, it's very important. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for listening. Which of these do you relate with, and which aches you the most, especially when you see adults doing those things and you're like, boy, you're a grown up, you're not a child? Let me know in the comment section. And if there's anything I've missed out, also let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I would say like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Chamaka Okebo, and if you're new, welcome to my channel once again. Here we're all about intentional living, living the good life, the good way. More about being regular people who just want to live and enjoy life, okay, without the hustle, without the buhaha of what social media think we should be doing. Yeah, that's it. Okay. We've come to the end of this video. Please do subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section, and I will see you in my next video. But for now, bye guys. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. I would say like, comment, or subscribe. My name is Chiamaka Cable, and if you're new, welcome to my channel once again. Here we're all about intentional living, living the good life, the good way. More about being regular people who just want to live and enjoy life. Okay, without the hustle, without the buhaha of what social media think we should be doing. Yeah, that's it. Okay. We've come to the end of this video. Please do subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section, and I will see you in my next video. But for now, bye guys.